Imagine 20% of your country's GDP being made up of British pensioner women coming to your country to You see, the situation in Gambia is so insane that the Gambian Tourism Board had to come out and basically tell British women to off and go to someplace else because they're trying their best to attract quality tourists. Tourists who come to enjoy the country and the culture, but not the tourists who come just for sex. I've already made a video about British dudes doing this. Also, they're literally just creeps to
It's today, Master. Yes, we're back again with another banger. Oh yes, we're back again, gentlemen. We have a fun topic today. We're going to be talking about the passport girls. You see the video, you see a report in Gambia where they had to put out a press release telling European women who come for sex tourism to go do that somewhere else, basically. And what I want you to know, gentlemen, is that these are not the only culprits that are doing this. They talk about the passport bros going to go get pay for play. That is true. That is true. But not so much the passport bros, but there are men who go abroad to pay for play. And you have the same with women. Now, this is the difference. You must understand the dynamic in which let's say the one who is pursuing the sex takes. In this particular case, the women who go to not just Gambia, but Bahamas, Jamaica, a lot of these Caribbean islands and more African nations, they go to these countries because they you got to think about the westernized European woman and the westernized non-European woman. The mindset of the culture is to say that I'm the best, there's nothing better than me, which gives the narcissistic ego that we deal with today. So they go to these places automatically feeling as if they're better than everyone there. So they do it so freely because they fear no consequence. There is no consequence when evidence is presented to show that they're lying about certain allegations. There is no consequence. There is no consequence about other people being harmed and unalived due to their actions and behavior. No consequence. So they go around the world if they have the means to do so. And they show that, hey, I can do what I like because they've grown bored in their hometown or they're undesirable in their hometown. But this is an issue that I want to say, if you are a fan of Tom Leykis' old work, he interviewed a woman, I believe it was a woman or a friend of a woman who, or it may have been the man, I'm not sure. But I remember vividly, she stated she was married, took a girls' trip to the Bahamas, came back pregnant, that she got pregnant by the masseuse, but thinking that because fellas, let's pause it right here. Because a lot of you guys are go along to get along, and you have some of you guys who, well, if she go out of town, that means I can do my thing in town. So you do like a trade-off. Okay, fine. But what women will do when they're about to leave town, they're going to give you okay, let me give him some pacifier sex. That's the sex that's going to hold you over until I get back. So she thinking she had the pacifier sex, thinking the baby was his. So she didn't want to abort his baby, but she went to the Bahamas and, met a Bahamian man or a man that's of melanated complexion and got pregnant by him. So when the baby came out, as you guessed it, the baby was dark skinned. But this is a reflection of what goes on inside of your nation in America and in Europe, Canada. These women are behaving in the same manners. After a woman has been pursued so long, being pursued, she's over-validated. Just think about the woman who gets the tens of thousand likes, the 5,000 likes, the 8,000. You think about women who get that type of attention. Imagine getting a DM or an approach by a guy, it's not exciting to them anymore. So what it does, it fries their brain to where they start behaving as if they're the one with the power. So they get the rush from them being the pursuer, if that makes sense. I mentioned this in previous videos. This is an extension of women going on their big dick chasing tours. When a woman gets to a certain age, level of sexual experience, she cannot achieve an orgasm with a guy who's of average size. She has to go to the extreme. And shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. He mentioned this. He said how a person does one thing is how they do all. So think about the woman when she does her makeup and hair, lashes. You see how extreme it is? So you must assume she's going to be that extreme in all of her other endeavors or potential endeavors, especially sex. She wants the guy with the 10-incher that she really can't take, but she's going to force herself to take it because she has to go back to brag. All of this is just for bragging rights. Who can go back to the group chat with the biggest dick story? With the most orgasm story? Girl, he made me come 9 times back. They're trying to out-ho each other. It's strictly for ego. So the woman that has been pursued and has found themselves in a few situationships, a lot of sexual situations, they turn into the pursuer because they are specific and they're skilled hunters now. You have women that can tell, I've been told this, you have women that are so sexualized, they can spot a guy with a big dick in their mind. Just by looking at you, you know, you're staying, they feel they can tell if you have a big Johnson or not. And they're confident telling you that they know this. Just look how he's standing, girl. Look at it. Look, I know he wear a 9.5 or a 9, but look how he's standing. I just knew it. They're dick watchers. They turn into the pursuers, which gives them an insatiable appetite because they're not really bonding anymore. They're just chasing the dopamine, which is why the Johnson has to be bigger and bigger. And then they see, okay, well, this is one I have to work up to. They'll chill with that guy, and you know, depending on how he uses it. But there's other factors. Because just that one thing doesn't do it for her. Remember, she has to get all of those chords struck. So I have to get the soft kisses, the foreplay, the cologne. I have to get the stimulating, you know, triggers. And I have to have all of them. He has to look like this. He has to speak like this, dress like that. So even though she has the King Kong over here, that does not automatically devote her loyalty to him. That's just when she wants an extreme release of dopamine due to her work week, issues with her family, children, etc., etc. You see how this works. You see the sex tourism, the passport girls are on the move. And you're going to see a lot of this. This is why a lot of women are fighting tooth and nail to gain such economic and financial independence so they can move around freely. They cannot go back. They cannot revert back. It's almost like a butterfly and a caterpillar. It can't, once it goes to the butterflies, it doesn't go back. So they're going to forever chase until they can't chase anymore, which is why you see, again, you see in the video, you see how these women are older and more elderly. They cannot go back. They cannot revert back from their new ways. Once a good girl goes bad, she's gone forever. But just pay attention to that. But again, it is a reflection. It's a small reflection of the women inside the Western society, such as in America, Canada, Europe, places in Europe, etc. Once they get so much attention, you guys over-validate them. That does not become exciting unless it's a one-of-one type of guy. Now, for Drake or somebody with a blue check that has notoriety, oh, they'll deal with that. But even look at some of these women. They come in contact with these guys, but they still don't appreciate it because it was just from a DM. There was no struggle to get to this high level guy. So in her mind, she feels that every guy she meets should be on this level. Look how easy I got access to a Drake or a Future. And you notice they last maybe a year or two, and then they're off to the races because they think they're going to pivot. Well, let me get another one. Well, let me get another one. And you have these women that come out on these podcasts and interviews admitting that they were groupies and jump offs for a Drake or a whoever. Not a devoted woman. Yeah, I wanted to be his woman. I was, packing his lunches out because these men don't look at these women as such anyway. They look at them and this is just going to be a smash and pass. It's not, you're not going to, it's not going to be anything long term. But women practice this sexual hypergamy within your area, just not on the scale that these European women are being called out for. Once a woman goes down this path and you try to save her, she's going to hate you for that. If she's not really trying to atone and really trying to change her ways, she's going to hate you for saving her or being something she knows she doesn't deserve. This is why the nice guys always finish last. It's a biological response. It's a punishment because you shouldn't be nice to me. I don't deserve this type of treatment. So they'll sabotage it. So these men, let's talk to the men's experience. The poverty in Gambia is high. So these men feel they have no, alternatives the same way some of the Brazilian and the, Latina women that partake in this behavior in these countries feel. I really don't have any other choice but to do this. This is the economy is that bad. The economy is that bad, so certain things are going to be exploited. You have to ask yourself, do you want to be the exploited or the exploiter? But you also have another option, which is to be neither. This is the sexual underworld that is going to continue to reveal itself again. How many teachers did we see over this year being called out and being caught with inappropriate relationships with young boys? The sexual underworld is real, gentlemen. You must pay attention and know how to navigate through it. A lot of women you may come across, you think, I just met this woman. No, she sought you out, which is okay. You just have to know why she sought you out. What's her reason? And if you don't know that, you then give her a reason, or you switch the dynamic. So well let me get in the driver's seat. But again, those are some options. You either be the exploited, the exploiter, or neither. You can choose to opt non-applicable to either one. But again, this is the underworld that's going to continue to be revealed. Some telltale signs, gentlemen, that a woman may be indulging in such pleasures. Look at her work life. Look at her work life. How stressful is her job? If her job is super stressful, she's going to be looking for a super stress reliever. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. You guys let me know what you think about this video. Give me some topics, give me some comments. Make sure you hit the notification bell once you subscribe so you will be notified once I drop some new content. In the meantime, in between time, be the best version of yourself. It's the Date Master.